And okay, so my name is Thomas. I'm a member of You Attack Foundation, which Nana is also a member of. I'm also currently working in the facility that is attracted at my clinic. And my in charge is here, which is Catherine Jewa say, and she is the manager of the place, and then Madame Adelaide Boabin is also here. She's also a midwife, a senior midwife at the facility, and one person who is yet to join. She's also an enrolled nurse at the facility. So basically, that's the team from Asha Sedama.
Got it. Okay. Well, thank you very much for the introductions there. So I guess you are quite well acquainted with the clinic. Can you kind of give us a background of the clinic, your experience with it, how long you've been working there, other pertinent facts?
Okay, so my in charge is here, so I'll leave that one to her for her to kind of
Okay.
Brief us about the facility. Then we pick it up from there. Okay, so before my IC comes in, I'm a member of Yafi, as I said earlier on, and I got to know about you guys through Nana, because Nana is also a member of Yafi. So I saw what they do for other facilities, and I approached him and said, well, I'd like to, since I'm a member of Yafi, I'd like you guys to come and help my facility out, because they they are really in need of help. So he kind of tossed me here and there, because one day he decided to visit the facility to get to know the insight of what is happening in the facility. And then he assured me that once he gets people who are willing to help us, he will hook me up, and then we pick it up from there. So that's how come we are here today with this meeting. So basically, yeah, Nana visited our facility, got interacted with my in charge, and then this is how far we've come. So I'll leave everything to my in charge, Madam Catherine Ejewa, for her to continue from here. Thank you.
Hello, good evening. I'm Catherine Ejewa, the physician assistant, principal physician assistant in charge of the facility. I've been there for a year now. There was some reposting at the facility for a year now. Ahwrease my health center is situated at Ahwrease near Adwejui in the eastern region of Ghana, which is 59.8 kilometers away from the eastern regional capital, that is Kuforidia. It's basically a farming community who do farming, and the inhabitants engage in this peasant farming. The total population of the town, it's about 17,290, which include women and children. And the health facility provides services for all these communities. It includes about 10 communities, surrounding communities too. So we see a lot of clients coming in to engage our services, which include the OPD services, the ANC services. They come for delivery. We have the community health nurses who engage in the community services as well. So basically, these are the services. We also do the family planning services also. We have most of the conditions that we see are basically malaria, chest infections, typhoid, urinary tract infections. And the staff strength is we have a staff strength of 35, which includes 1 physician assistant, 5 midwives, 14 enrolled nurses, 8 community health nurses, We also have an account clerk. We have Audley and a security man, as well as supportive staffs who help us in our daily activities. We also have our medical lab scientist, which is Thomas, who is also here. Along the way, we have so many challenges at the facility, of which we find it difficult to even have solutions to, because sometimes you report and there are delays and other things in providing some of these things for us. And we serving a number of people in these communities. In fact, we are in need of some of these things to help us do our job well. So as Thomas said, Hannah visited us and saw our plight on what we, he actually saw what we do there and then the things that we were in need of. So we gave him a rundown of some of the things that we needed, which includes medical beds, nebulizers, and so on. So basically, this is Ahwrease Dalmine Health Center. In fact, we will be glad and happy. And I know it will go, your help will go a long way in uplifting the facility, of which we will be grateful to you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Wow, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nana, are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you. Are you still there?
Right. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Right. Yeah. So I think basically that is all that my boss just said, and like they said, they shared their needs with me. I also asked them to put it in a report because you would have to take a look at it and then make a decision on it. So I think all that she said is basically a summary of all that she sent to me, and I also forwarded to you guys to also review and then make a decision on it. And also, I'm very grateful that you were able to schedule this meeting so we could have this discussion and then pick it up from there. Yeah.
Okay. When did you visit the facility last? When did you visit the facility? They said that you visited the facility. When did you go there? Nana, are you still there? He may have cut off. That's okay.
Yeah, I think we may have lost.
Yeah. Catherine.
Hello.
Yes, Catherine. Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Yes. So tell me the facility. What besides the what do you call it? The endemic diseases. What other conditions are you seeing that's prompting? Are there things that are increasing, like the chronic issues, like the blood pressure, diabetes, chronic kidney disease? How are you managing those things, and how are you educating the population about those things?
Okay, thank you. Please, we also see the chronic conditions as well, like the diabetic clients, the hypertension, even CVA clients also come there to also get treatment for once a while. So when they come, normally the facility is under the health insurance. So basically, we see them through the health insurance. Most of the time, we have some of the drugs, most of the time, and others too, we don't have. As at now, we have the only amlodipine that we have at the facility, of which we use to treat the hypertensives. And then we have the metformin. So if any additional drugs are written for the client to buy, of which sometimes it's difficult for them even to purchase. Yes, please. And then with the infections, normally we are in the rainy season as of now. So the malarias and the UTIs are very high. People come in with high fevers like as 39 degrees Celsius and co. and so, and then the UTI too is also rampant as at now. But we have few people coming in with diabetes and then hypertension as well. Yes, please.
So these essentially these issues vary accordingly with the year, with the season.
Yes, please. Yes,
Okay.
please. It's very seasonal, the conditions.
Okay. So extrapolate more on the drug issue. You were saying that for some of the chronic conditions, for diabetes, for example, you don't, or the blood pressure, so you only have availability with like amlodipine and metformin, or is it just
Yes,
those
please.
ones that the facility? I'm guessing those are what's supplied by the government to you guys.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay.
You know, our health facilities, it's run on grades. The health centers, the insurance have pegged the health centers on some drugs that we can give. For example, if I were to be in a district hospital, I could be able to write some of these drugs of which can be provided to the facility. But me being in the health sector, I'm restricted by some of these drugs that I'm not supposed to write some of these drugs, or I'm not supposed to store other drugs apart from what the insurance recommends that a health center is supposed to give. So doing that, in cases like that, we have no option than to write for the client to go and purchase.
So the client is basically limited by what the health center provides, and the health center is limited by what the government gives.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please.
So then, if I guess let's just take hypertension for example. If amlodipine, I can just imagine, considering the diet of the culture being high in salt and everything else, a single agent is not going to be enough to be able to control them. Yeah. So then, what do most of these people then? That just leads to, that just seems like it would lead to more complications than if they're not controlled, obviously. So then, what do if are any of these people able to afford anything outside of what you offer? Like can you write for something they can pick up at another pharmacy?
Yes, please. That's what we do. We write any additional drug for them to purchase at the pharmacy. And then we also educate them. We do our best in the education aspect too. And we also review clinics for them. We review clinics for them as well, of which they come and then check their BPs, and then we monitor some of these things. Yes, please. So when it reaches a time where it's difficult for us to manage here, we refer them to the district hospital. Yes, please. That's what we basically do.
Okay.
But we engage them once in a while. We engage the community. We go on health talks. We engage churches. We engage schools. Yeah. And then also doing our CWC, that's the child welfare clinics. We also engage the mothers also on some of these health talks on these conditions. Yes, please. Okay. Even recently, during the World Hypertension Day, we held, our clinic was charged to celebrate that, of which we held a DEBA to educate the populace on hypertension and its complications. Yes, please.
Okay. And how do the people respond to these educational seminars that you put on?
Yeah. That's another. Now, community participation in some of these programs is very, very bad. Initially, when you organize some of these things, the participation is so good, but now you do all your information checks, like you do all the rounds that you're supposed to do. You engage the information people to do these announcements. You also go around churches, we send letters and other things, but the participation this year, in fact, the participation were low. Even though a few people came around, we engaged the chiefs and other stakeholders around, of which they supported us. But the community, the populace themselves, the numbers that we were expecting, in fact, wasn't encouraging. It wasn't encouraging at all. So we intend to probably engage them more doing their church services. I think we will get them more. Then doing funerals too. That's what we want to target now, because doing funerals, in fact, they show up much, and then doing churches too, we get a number of them also there.
Okay. What
Yes, please.
what do you, in your opinion, caused the participation rate to drop so low? Was there something that's happened? What's changed that's caused them to, I guess, be a dismissal towards the educational component?
Yeah, in fact, during the program, one of the chiefs suggested probably the day wasn't conducive. That's what he said. So probably that we should change the date anytime we want to do some of these things. We should engage them on the day that they will not go to farming and other things. So he said that was a factor to it. But now, generally, even not in Ahwrease here alone, I was at a different, that's Adweji Health Center, of which it was a problem doing these health talks. Yes, we all the PAs in the district test to that now community participation have gone low. People prefer to be in their houses to probably do other things instead of coming to get some of these education. That's what our people are. They wait till the conditions come or the sicknesses come before they seek treatment. They don't believe in the education before, so that you prevent some of these illnesses. That is our problem now. Yeah. But aside that, I think we don't have any issue with, or there hasn't been any change in how we do these educations or these debates. Yes,
Got
please.
it. Okay, so prevention is not really one that they cared so much.
Yeah.
Okay, is that across the country, or is that more within some of these rural communities who I'm expecting are more of a centered in their traditional ways and don't really care to hear it if it doesn't seem like it makes any difference to them?
Yeah, I think it's across. That's what I've realized. Now everybody's complaining the country is hard. So the person he wouldn't stand up, or he doesn't want to do any other thing.
Okay.
If it's you engage them on, probably you tell them there will be a sharing of food and drinks and other things, my people, they would rush and come.
Right,
but
right.
so far as it's an education, they just don't want to.
Okay.
Right here. Yes, please.
Okay. What kind of I guess, what in your opinion would be a good solution to be able to engage these people more besides what you're doing? Because I understand, like, the spiritual component, church tends to be one thing that everyone is kind of big across Africa in general, that people tend to will go to, whether it's for celebration or whatever else. And of course food, but how else would we be able to get them to participate in their own care when it comes to especially preventing a lot of these issues before it gets to a critical component where they suffer either a CVA or a heart attack or something else with that?
Yeah, as I said earlier, apart from the churches, we also want to engage them during the funerals, because we get a number of them doing funeral programs. Trust me, almost every weekday, a funeral is held in the community here. So we intend to use that opportunity. And we also have been using the OPD services to educate them every morning. We take the opportunity, we take one topic and then educate the few whom we see in the morning. And then, as I said, we engage them, the mothers, especially during the child welfare clinics. They come a lot. We have a number of them coming in during these clinics, of which we also engage them also. So basically for now, and then we want to probably, the chiefs too, the opinion leaders, we want to engage them more. I think previously maybe we weren't engaging them to help us in this way. Yeah. So we want to engage them more. Probably the populace will listen to them more, or it will help us in getting much of their numbers when it comes to these programs. That's what we thought of doing in the campaign.
I was going to say, have you thought about utilizing ambassadors? Because I'm sure the chiefs are well respected. There are obviously community leaders, and these are the ones that hold the most opinion when it comes to being able to direct their people to do what they need to. So, okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, got it. The medication, back to the medication. So where can people get other options? Is there a pharmacy, a local pharmacy that's around in the area, or where would they be able to get?
Yes, please. We have chemists around.
Okay.
Not pharmacy per se. So they get some of the drugs. So those that they don't get, they have to go to in Sawam town, probably travel about 30 minutes to get these drugs.
Okay. And are
Yes,
they
please.
expensive? Are they something that the people, considering the socioeconomic economics of the area, are they able to afford it?
In fact, some are able. I think I would say about 80%. Yeah, I can attest that most of them are just a few. Once a while, you get some of these, but even they getting it, there's so much complaints and other things, especially they knowing they have the health insurance and you tell them they should go and buy from outside. And that one too is a problem on its own. But aside that, I think the numbers with they buying outside has been, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is there a way for, what if there was a way to facilitate the medications to be available at the health clinic, as in if there was to be a certain number purchased every month, that would also help to assist and treat a number of these conditions? Would that be something that would, do you have the space to be able to store it? Do you have the proper means to be able to keep it? I mean, would that be something that would work?
Yeah, it will work. I think it will work. But because even it's not with insurance, they will still have to pay. But I think we have proper storage facilities that we can store some of these drugs. And it will work and go a long way to help. As I said, sometimes you tell them to go and buy and they wouldn't even go at all. They wouldn't go. So when the clients come later, you see some, the condition has not improved. I think just recently, 3 days today, I had this old woman who was hypertensive. She didn't know she was diabetic. So when she came, the BP was 180, 101. So we had to detain her, and then we started treatment. So we checked the random blood sugar, and it was 25. So we had to start normal saline and some insulin and other things. So we had the metformin. We wanted to switch her after the random blood sugar has gone down. And we told her to go and buy glimepiride. And up till now, I think since Friday, when I was leaving the office, they had issues with some of these purchasing, because the daughter, she had only one daughter, and the daughter is so angry with her. That's why she not getting better, because she doesn't have money at that time. We tried to explain to her, this is the issue. It's not the fault of the woman. She needed those drugs to help her and other things. So if we get it at the facility, I think it would be of great help. Even going to the town, some people would also with the idea of taking a car to all the way to a bigger someone to go and buy some of these drugs. So I think it will go a long way, seriously.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. And transportation. How are people? Tell me about transportation, especially when it comes to some of these conditions, when you have to be able to get them out of there. Let's say they come in and they start having, acute, stroke-like symptoms. How do you get them over to the district facility?
Oh, they come in taxis. I don't know if I get you all. They come in taxis, and then we if the need be for us to detain them, we do. And then
well, not to cut you, I think what Francis wants to find out, if someone is sick and you're supposed to refer the person to maybe in Sawam General Hospital, how are you able to transport the person from your facility to in Sawam General Hospital? Like, do you have ambulance? Do you have any vehicle for the facility to transport people like that? Yeah, that's what Francis wants to find out.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much for this. No, we don't have anything like ambulance. We normally engage the taxis to send them to the Nsawam Government Hospital. Yes, please. But we don't have.
Pay for it? As in the clinic pay for it, or they pay for it?
No, the client relatives pay for that.
And do you disclose that to them that they have to pay for it? And how many of these people will, I guess, agree with that?
No, Francis, they already know that. Everybody knows it. Like
everybody knows.
So
everybody knows it.
That they have to pay for it. So then they will. I mean, how many of these people actually agree to that, though? Considering I can imagine it's not exactly cheap.
Yeah, it isn't cheap, but then it's the client's responsibility to transport themselves from that point, because you've been told to go to point B. So it's your responsibility to get to point B. How you get there, there are other patients that these health workers need to attend to. So now for them, your chapter is closed. It needs to be open at another point, at point B. So you need to be there.
Wow.
Exactly.
Okay. So then there's no communication to, then I guess, how do you communicate with the other hospital? I mean, like, do you call and tell them that, hey, we're trying to send this client over, or is there like an email? I mean, do you send them with a file?
They are given a referral note. They give them a referral note, like the doctor writes here a note like on a sheet of paper or something, telling them that they have these conditions and that they've been referred to that facility for further care. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. And that corresponds with like acute issues as well, right? Like if they're having like an acute MI or they're having an acute stroke, these are all the same protocols.
Yes, with the health center. That's our process. Yeah, we don't have anything like that. They go with the referral, except for the ANC, where the midwife will have to call the referring facility.
Okay.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. And then I guess on to the next topic there for the maternal issues. Tell me more about that. How is that being handled at the facility? And what kind of complications have you seen with those things?
Oh, okay. I think my midwife is here. My senior midwife is here, Adelaide. So I will let her take that, and then I'll come in when it's necessary, please.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Adelaide.
Good evening. Please, the question again, if I.
Yeah, tell me more about the maternal issues. How has that been handled with the clinic? What kind of complications do you face? What facility items or equipment do you think would make it better? How have you been dealing with all these things? And how are the patients? Well, how did they respond to all of the education that you may offer them when it comes to family, prevention, handling all that?
Okay, thank you. When it comes to the pregnant women, let's say the chronic conditions, for instance, when you come and your BP is high, we do check, we do a BP high. We do refer you to the government hospital, that is in Sahom. You go and see a doctor, and a doctor will put you on BP drugs. That is
I'm sorry, you're breaking up.
diabetes. If you come and then we do the FBS and then the is high. Hello.
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 Your network.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Please, we can't hear you.
Your network. Couldn't hear you most of the part. So if you can position yourself.
I'm coming. I'm coming. Is it okay?
Yes, better.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh,
Yes,
it's okay.
it's better now.
Okay. With the complications, we manage not in how to manage them. So we do manage PPH at our place, either primary hospital, APH also, antepartum hemorrhage. Sometimes it can come with complications, and then we also refer you, and then we go. And with the preeclampsia, if we face any preeclampsia, we give the marks of it. That is the loading dose, and then we refer you to continue with the treatment. And then with this, at our unit with the referral, when we refer you, we'll check for a taxi for you, and then a midwife will go with you to the government hospital to hand you over to the triage unit, and then they will continue from there. So that's what we do here.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, you kind of broke out in some portions there. So, tell me, so the patients, how many patients would you say have complications on, I don't know, a weekly or a monthly basis at the facility, requiring them to be transported?
Oh, it do varies.
Okay.
It do varies. Sometimes in a month we don't face and don't have any complications. We are free of it. But sometimes you do come. Let's say the preeclampsia, for instance. Some months you might even get it at least 3 times in a month. And also sometimes we do get severe anemia, and that's one too. We can't leave you, the clients, alone. You have to accompany with the midwife, and then go and hand it over to the midwives at the government hospital.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. And so with those,
It varies.
okay. So when, I guess you call a taxi for them, you go with them.
Yeah,
and
that's what we do.
I'm sorry.
In a taxi, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. Okay. And
that's what we used to do our referral.
okay. And then when they go over to the government hospital, who, I mean, are they there, I guess, depending on what trimester and how close they are? Do they keep them, or what usually happens over there? Adelaide? Hello?
Please, my network is not filming. Can you come again?
Yeah. So when they get to the government
Please,
facilities.
that question, I didn't get it.
Oh, that's okay.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So when they get to the government facility, and also where is the government facility?
The hospital is a government hospital. It's a home.
That is the district hospital. The government hospital, that is the district hospital for the Nsaoma Dwedri Hospital. So any referral case is being sent to that hospital, which is the Nsaoma Dwedri District Hospital. But here we call it the government hospital.
Okay.
So that's what she is talking about. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And so when they get there, what usually happens there?
So when they get there, based on the referral note that has been handed over to them for them to give, for it to be given to the next health professional or assistant who is going to take care of, they will go through it and then continue with whatever that has been handed over to them. to make sure that the patient is okay. So that's how it's been done. So whatever is being done at our health center to, keep the patient in shape to he or she gets to the facility shall be continuing from there. Yeah, that's how it's been done.
Okay. And all of this is paid for by their government card?
Yes, those that are supposed to be paid by the government is being paid by the government, and those that is not covered by the insurance, the client has to pay for it.
Okay. I got it. Okay. Sorry, I feel like I've been monopolizing the time here. Guys, does anyone else have questions? Please go ahead and ask.
No, I mean, Frank, I think it's pretty similar to the other facilities. I think we've got a lot of information from both here and the other places. Anything additional that I think we need to find out my end anyway.
I guess moving forward, what are the things that you guys would say? I guess maybe Catherine would probably be the primary responder for this one. What are the first, I guess, top 5 or top 10 things that you guys need immediately to improve the facility, improve access?
Do I give them voice?
Thank you for the opportunity. I think for now, the first,
Okay.
the 5
Yeah.
top things that we in fact we need right now. We needed a nebulizer. In fact, we need that one. We don't have. We had one, but it's out of now. We are not. And I don't know if Thomas. I told him I don't know if he's included a generator. I don't know if it's possible. He can help us out. Now we are in doom, so as we normally call it. So when there is doom, so we don't have light, and our staff will have to stand in the dark, especially the midwives. When there is labor, they have to be in the dark with lamps.
To deliver children?
Pardon?
To deliver children?
Yes, please. Yes, please. And in fact, it's an eyesore when you see them doing those times. We've complained to our district health management. They said they will help us, but up till now, we've not heard anything from them. Okay. So, but we will be very glad if you can help us with this. And then an autoclave machine. As at now, we are not able to autoclave. I'll have to carry our gauze and the cottons right to Nsawam to autoclave and then bring it back. Even sometimes we are not able to do it. But we wish we had an autoclave because we do dressing of size wounds from operations and other things, but we don't have an autoclave to autoclave some of these to sterilize our dressings. So it will be of help. And then our microscope have been faulty for some time, so we have been repairing it on and off, of which it's also a problem. We also, a centrifuge would also be of help, a very great deal for the facility as well. And then we will need dressing sets, hospital beds. I think I've overstepped my 5.
No.
Sorry.
Keep going. No, keep going.
Thank you, please. They said 10, though.
Yeah.
10. Okay.
Yeah. So
No,
keep going.
A quick one. With a generator, it will be very good if we know the hot power.
Oh, okay.
Because we can't just buy any generators.
Yeah.
We need to know the kind of appliances you use.
Yes.
So we know that the generator would be able to power them, excluding air conditions. But maybe just like Vaston refrigerators could be placed on the So it's very important.
Then lights. Yes, please.
So I'll have Thomas look into I'll have Thomas look into that. Yeah.
Okay, definitely. Thank you so much. So as I said, beds, hospital, as at now, we have an extra room. Initially, we had one room for detention. We detained males, females, and children in one room. So we had another room of which the midwives were there, but philanthropists came to extend their unit for them. So we moved them to, so we have an extra room, but we don't have beds, so that we can even use that one for a female ward, so that the other one will be male ward. So if we can get medical beds, hospital beds, in fact, that one too would have been a great deal for us. And then EP apparatus, thermometers, they are all you need. We need some of these things to boost our services. Thank you very much.
As opposed to the facility itself, is it adequate enough to be able to see the amount of patients that you see?
Yes, please. Yes, please. It's adequate. Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay, so the infrastructure is not really a problem there.
No, not at all. It was built about 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay.
So as for the infrastructure, it's still new and it's very nice. Yes, please.
Okay.
Our place is good. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Gotcha.
Hello. I think my in charge left out something. Our poly tank, we have issues with our poly tank too, which makes water supply to the facility a bit difficult. And then wheelchairs as well. When a patient comes and it's so, like for instance, the CVA cases, we need to at least carry them in a wheelchair before they get to the OPD. So we kind of, our wheelchairs are out, so we try to adjust in order to get them to the OPD. So if these two can be taken into considerations as well, it will help us. And a stretch, I think, stretcher too. Yeah.
So Thomas, with the polytank or the tank, does it need like a replacement? Is it small or big? Does it have like leeches?
It needs a replacement. It needs a replacement because it's leaking. We've tried to repair it, but it gets back to the old state, which it costs us money to always get it repaired, but it always comes back to the old state. So,
but you said the septic tank?
no,
that's something for storage, water storage, like a polytank for water storage.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Thomas, do you have any idea how many liters of water is able to hold?
I'll check that and let you.
Yeah, I think the one we are using now is 3,000.
Oh, okay.
3,000 mils.
Okay,
Yeah, the one we use now.
All right, 3,000 liters.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Okay, got it. And the other thing that we faced with some of the other clinics was accommodation for the personnel. Is there any issues with that? Where I understand you guys are assigned to these clinics, so are you having the accommodations provided by the government? Are they adequate for you, or are you having to kind of take your own paycheck and find other accommodations that are more comfortable?
Yeah, as at now, we have when the facility was built, they did a chamber and hall self-contained for a midwife, so that a midwife will always be situated at the facility. And the philanthropist also
1 minute. 1 minute. Francis, when he says a chamber and hall, she means a 1-bedroom unit apartment
In the facility itself?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Yes,
within the
please.
facility itself.
Okay,
So it's a
got it.
1-bedroom unit.
Like a call room,
The
basically.
staff will be better on it, yeah.
Okay, like a call room, basically.
Yeah, technically, right. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. But what about the accommodation I want to know is like outside of that, when they assign you here, I assume they, you should provide you with lodgings as well. That's what I want to know. Are there adequate lodgings, or are you also having to take your paycheck to find adequate lodgings?
Yeah, it's not adequate. As I was saying, a philanthropist also built a two semi-detached facility in the next town of which is occupying 2 staff. So the rest of us are coming from town in our own accommodation from our paycheck. Okay. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. Is that another thing that you would also be necessary considering where you live and having to go back and forth like that? Would that also be another thing that would also help?
Very well, very well. It will help very much.
Okay. Got it.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
And then the other thing I want to harp back on is the transportation services for the patients when they have to go. Is there a reason why ambulance services, is there no ambulance services around, or is it that they're not able to get to the facility? Why is it that it always has to be a taxi? Because it sounds like the roads are not a problem.
Yeah, hello, sir. Okay, I see. Please go.
For me, I will come after you, so you just go on. Go on.
So with the ambulance services, the whole district has been assigned to one ambulance that provides services to the whole district. So if your case is not that a pressing one, there will surely be other pressing cases somewhere else that needs the attention of the ambulance. So if yours is not that pressing, then you need to get your own transport to get to the facility. So basically, that's the problem. If philanthropists like people can come to our aid to let us get our own what do we call it, ambulance, that will be of great help, and it will save time too, because some of the cases they need to get to the other end as quickly as possible.
Okay.
And the road network as at this time is in a deplorable state. It's in a deplorable state. That's from where the facility is situated to the district hospital. So that one too is another challenge. Yeah.
So how do they exactly triage who is worse off? Like how do they decide like who is worse that they go to that versus I guess the other?
For instance, if there is a road accident, they need to attend to that before they have primary, secondary, and those like levels of pressing issues. So when it comes to those things and they are not pressing, they will rather decide, or the ambulance may be far away from where we are. It getting there and then taking the patient to the other end wouldn't help. So it will be of your best interest to kind of get your own transport to the other end for treatment to continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. Please, do you have anything to add up?
Oh, I think you said, oh, as you said, we have only one ambulance. Mostly they transport clients to Koforidia, these regional hospitals, most of them. So anytime you call, it's unavailable. Kolebu, 37, most of them are, they transport these patients from the district hospital to these bigger facilities in Accra and Koforidia. So most of the time when you call, you wouldn't get. And even the ambulance, you would still have to pay. They pay, it's not even free in Ghana here. The client will
Okay. Okay. So
yes,
it doesn't take away the charge. Okay.
no, not at all.
Okay. 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 And wow. Okay. That's very unfortunate. I did not. Okay. Okay. And then the ambulances, who are staffing them? I'm guessing they're EMTs.
Please kindly come again. I didn't get
The ambulances, who I guess who are the people in them? I'm guessing they're emergency medicine technicians, like EMTs.
Yes, please. They are the people in
Okay.
charge of the
Okay.
ambulances.
And what is the availability of them? I mean, how many are there of them around? Because even if they're
they have emergency medical technicians. They are limited.
okay,
So it looks like depending on the number of ambulance the government has, that is the number of emergency medical technicians they have. So if we have like 200 for the whole country, they only have 200 of such to manage. Yeah,
so
emergency situations in the ambulance there.
got it. So it's not necessarily a matter of just supply and demand. It's more okay. Well, actually, it is a matter of supply and demand.
Yeah, exactly.
For both, not necessarily just one versus the other.
Exactly.
Okay. So then just because an ambulance would be provided does not necessarily mean then, I guess if the facility had an ambulance, I guess at least that they would be able to transport the patient. It would be more of a transportation vehicle for patients from the facility.
Exactly. And yeah, and I think with that, then probably there would be a health worker who would have to accompany the patient in question to the next facility, because definitely when that is done, the ambulance is coming back. So the health worker would also come back with a driver who is transported them to the other facility. Yeah. So then it means that they wouldn't have to hire the services of an EMT, but they would rather use one of their very own to go along with the driver. Yeah. And I believe if they don't have a driver at their facility, most of them would be driving, so they could volunteer to drive and then take the patient to the nearest facility and bring the person back. So having one, that wouldn't mean there will be extra. There would need maybe another person to come in to drive or something. They could manage it, so maybe they are sufficient enough to ask government to maybe bring in a driver for them. Yeah.
Understood. Okay. Got it. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I think that yeah, I think we kind of got a good idea of the need here as well. Okay, so thank you very much for all the information from everyone involved. Kind of wrapping up, is there anything else that you want to highlight about the clinic that is also necessary in order to improve the access?
Yeah, like recently the facility was able to extend the CWC, that is Child Welfare Clinic. So the building is done left with the things that will make the building to be put into use, like chairs, tables, like those office things. So that's where we are now. That's the state. And then the things that Child Welfare Clinic will be using for their clinic when it's in section. These are some of the things they are waiting for in order to put that room into use. So I don't know if my IC2 have something to add.
I mean, you said, I think that's all the things that you need in an office, probably send some skills in order to help in the service delivery, weighing skill, both that of the kids, babies, and then adults, and then, yeah, I think this will help go on to help us a lot.
Understood. Okay. Actually, the last thing is education. Well, that is another thing that was highlighted from the other clinics that we talked to as well. Was the concern about keeping up with your education, essentially about each of your individual specialties. Is that something that is also of concern to you? That is, how have you been addressing that specifically for all of you?
Please, is it concerning the staff education?
Yes, staff. Yes.
Yeah.
Online trainings. Yeah.
Training. Oh, okay. Yeah, once a while, we have a number of nurses who are doing their degree. You know, most of the nurses are enrolled nurses. These are auxiliary nurses. So a number of them, I think I have about 4 of them who are doing their degree nursing as at now. I'm also doing my master's in public health at Gempa now. So I think that once a while, we solicited for study leave, and then it is granted before we go to these schools. So I think most of our staff are upgrading their knowledge and their skills as well. Thank you.
Okay, so I see. What about like health workers in the United States are much more enlightened than those of us here in Ghana. So what Francis would want to find out is, are there like areas of need that probably you would want to understand how it's being done in America in their health sector, so that they could put down like a form of like online program, not online program, but they could find somebody who is well equipped in that area of concern, and the person could do like a short video, like 30-minute video, to let you understand how things are being done in that special area, and the link could be shared with you, so you could take a look at it and then learn from that, but not necessarily the formal education that the workers are seeking.
Oh,
You
okay,
get it?
okay, thank you. Yes, please.
Yeah,
Yes, please.
yeah.
Yeah, we are
So
open
when
to
you
that.
take the midwife, something
Yes,
maybe midwife, they need this kind of training, like Thomas in this area, they need this kind of training, and you
yeah,
yourself, you need this kind of training, like they
yeah.
could put something together for you, right? Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we are open to that, and it would be of great help. Midwife resuscitations and other things, we will definitely need them. So probably we will come out with the topics or list that we are short
Exactly.
for that would help us. Then later present it to you, please.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we got everything here. Okay. Like well, we discussed before, so there are some things that we have to wrap up on our end. Nana's in Ghana now, acting and facilitating our end to kind of finish things down there before we can start to get a lot of these things taken care of that we'd like to be able to, all the help that we'd like to be able to facilitate. So there's some things that have to still be done for the business itself down there and up here in order for us to be able to start facilitating. But hopefully here within the next month or next, we should be able to start to kind of delegate accordingly and go from there. Okay. So, but thank you very much for your time. Thank you for meeting with us, for your thoughts, and all these things are very essential for us to be able to talk and to offer it to the people who are interested in helping with either by donation, their time, their experience, equipment, whatever else, to go from there.
Yeah, that was very helpful. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, and we want to thank you. I said our mind clinic. We are really grateful. Upon all your busy schedules, at least you were able to open this forum or this platform for us to judge about some of our plights here. God bless you. We are grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. We will be grateful if everything put together, we can have it in time. It will go a long way to do as a great service. Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you. Yeah. And Nana, thank you for honoring your promise. I'm grateful, and the people
no, all the thanks needs to go to Francis and his team.
Hello, Francis.
Well, I don't think it's yet. We haven't done anything yet. Yeah, yeah.
No, taking time to organize this meet.
Yes, your time alone is enough. Yeah. Hearing us out is enough.
No, thank you. That it goes both ways. Yeah, yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? I think I got 2 of the team, Mike and Brian. Any closing thoughts there?
No, just like I said, hopefully we can get things started here soon.
Good stuff. Sure. All right. Well, thank you guys. We'll wrap it up. Nana, stick around.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. yeah, stick around. And then we are going to have a formal meeting next week as well to try to make sure that we start kind of delegating accordingly. But
Okay,
everyone
boss.
else,
Right.
thank you very much for your time, and we'll get back to you soon. Okay, as
Okay.
soon as we kind of
Thank
get this
you.
figured out.
Thank you too. We are much grateful.
Thank you. Thank you. We are most
Bye.
grateful.
Thank you. Enjoy your week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, Professor, I'm right here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. I'm just waiting for everyone else to take off, and then we can talk. Wait a minute. Did Brian leave?